Yes, we are back another week. Another episode of Verdicts and Vibes, your favorite legal, true crime, celebrity, lifestyle podcast, whatever it is you want to call it. My name's Melissa Iannuzzo.
Well, all of that.
All of that. And I am alongside the amazingly talented attorney, Christopher Brown.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing great, and I love your hoodie. So on this week's episode, we are going to cover a couple of topics. The first one, Mackenzie Shirilla. We're going to continue the conversation about the Crash documentary on Netflix, because there's been a few updates, one of which are some jail calls that have been released of her talking to her mom that has pissed off a lot of people. So we're going to play you some audio of those jail calls. And then we're going to also discuss the case of Anna Keaptainner, who was the 18-year-old girl who was murdered on the cruise ship, allegedly at the hands of her stepbrother. That has taken over headlines because we had a bail, or is it bond or bail hearing last week?
Well, it was a bail hearing.
Okay.
To see if they would revoke his bail.
And which he was let out, which has also pissed off a lot of people. So we're going to get into both of those today on this week's episode of Verdicts and Vibes. And of course, first, we got to hear from Money Mav and our Verdicts and Vibes theme song, Verdicts and Vibes, where we separate the facts
from the fame.
Let's go, Mav.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Verdicts and Vibes. This is Verdicts and Vibes. We got time today. Let's talk lawsuits, let's talk crimes. Who got sued now? Who's dead wrong and who's right? Who got paid and who's getting jail time?
As always, thank you to Money Mav for our Verdicts and Vibes theme song. You can find him on Instagram at Money Mav. All right, so we're going to jump right into our first half of the podcast and talking about Mackenzie Shirilla. Now, you haven't been able to escape this case or this conviction.
I thought I didn't like her before. Now I'm like absolutely sure that I don't like her.
And that's the funny thing, is that between her and her parents, it's like, who do you hate more? Who do you want to punch in the face more? I can't figure it out. But
okay.
In case you, first of all, I would love for you to check out last week's podcast. If you don't know who Mackenzie Shirilla is, or if you have not watched the #1 movie on Netflix, it's called The Crash. She is the subject, or one of the subjects, of the documentary. She was found guilty of intentionally driving her car at nearly 100 miles an hour back in August of 2023 in Ohio, killing her boyfriend Dominic and his friend Davion. She was convicted of 4 counts of murder, 4 counts of felonious assault, 2 counts of aggravated vehicular homicide, drug possession, and she is currently serving 15 years to life in prison. There have been multiple appeals already that have been denied.
Correct.
They're going to keep trying. And as of right now, her first parole hearing is scheduled for 2037. So she's going to be in jail for a while.
Well, unless this last appeal ends up being successful, but we'll see.
Oof. What? I know you off the top of your head can't think of a percentage, but...
Low. Extremely
okay,
low.
all right. You knew exactly where I was going. Unless there was some sort of, I don't know, mistakes made during the trial, right? Unless there was a
appeal
Hail
now,
Mary.
from my understanding, relates to medical evidence that she claims should have been utilized.
Correct.
But as you had the opportunity to raise it, you put your mama on the stand and talk about your condition. Why didn't you put a doctor on the stand? Like, that's not going anywhere.
Right. So now we're getting the release of jail phone calls. And this is why we're updating. Because, again, if you didn't hate this girl before, you're probably going to hate her now. And if not, hate her mother. These leaks of these phone calls. First of all, in regards
if
to...
they are, in fact, true.
Yes.
If these are authentic recordings.
Which they're being released on TMZ. I know TMZ is not foolproof, but typically TMZ, they're pretty on point. They won't release something unless they know it's legit.
I actually believe that.
Yeah.
I actually believe that.
So, in regards to jail phone calls, Chris, obviously these can be used by law enforcement, but as far as them being leaked to the media, how does that work?
Well,
Do you know?
the interesting part about it is only the provider actually keeps the copy. It's not like she can record them herself in jail.
Okay.
I guess the mom could be recording it with a secondary device or with the initial device and what you're calling on. But why would mom want to release?
She wouldn't.
So that's why I always say I don't know if these are truly authentic recordings.
Okay.
But we're going to operate under the assumption that they are today.
Correct. Now, the first one I'm going to play, we're going to play you the actual audio that was released by TMZ. The first one we're going to play is Mackenzie talking about how bored she is.
Imagine that.
In jail. And how...
Go pump some iron.
She's pissed off they haven't given her iPad yet. So let's listen to this and we're going to come back and react.
Supposed to be 3 to 4 days. I know. But...
How am I going to make this one book stretch?
You may have to read it a couple times.
I'm not reading the same book over and over and over again.
I don't know, Kenzie. I don't know. This super sucks. I mean, they should have when you come, they should be able to give you like a welcome, not a welcome thing, but like, you're new, it's going to take a week to get your commissary, here's some
We need to just figure out this iPad like ASAP. Like, I'm so for real.
And my visitation is still pending for my video visits, and they're just said they'll contact me when I'm approved. So.
And get all my friends to make them too.
I did. I sent it to everybody. So.
I'm annoyed.
I can't make them. But yeah, this is gonna suck until you can get your.
Like, it's only 3:30. How is it only 3:30? For real.
I don't know.
I did not even know it was only 3:30. I thought it was like 5. It's 3:30.
Can you get a job?
No, because I have the charges that I have, so they don't let people with charges like me get jobs. That's what I'm told. I haven't asked the staff yet, though.
Ask the staff if there's something you
but
can do.
But I probably can't get a job because I'm on the 7th floor. That's probably, they probably are not going to let me get a job.
They should let you sweep and mop or do something. Just ask, is there a job I can do or something to help? Yeah.
Nizo, bidikido ziza, siza, kider ziza, bizich. Ida diza, liza, kider.
Oh, well then wait until
Ida kider, it's the one from earlier. I was like, Ida mida, liza, ida mida, resume. Ida chidi ziza, kizu wizo bidi, ida shido, liza, ida kizu widi, shidi, eating, hider, hida, liza, meza, ida, idask. Kider, ida bidi, ida mida, resume, kider, was like, ida, ida, wizers. Wiza, tiza, fida. Then don't piss me the up, like.
Yeah.
What the
Sorry.
Okay, so so many takeaways from that audio. The first part, at least that I picked up, a welcome basket. Did she say a welcome basket?
Yeah, she must be high. she must be high. You're in jail. You're in jail. You're going to have to wait for your commissary to become available. You got to read one book. You know something? Sign up to go to college. It's on the entire state of Ohio. Go to college. You read one book. You got a whole lot of books you could probably read.
Right.
I mean, come on now. I've never heard so much entitlement from a prisoner in my life.
And it's funny you say that is the perfect word to describe it. It's entitlement. It's a perfect word. Like, and I know obviously the mother didn't mean a welcome basket. She came back and was like, well, not a basket, but like. Life behind bars should not be convenient.
It's not.
Like,
that's
the whole
point.
Exactly. And she's making it seem like, oh, this is such an inconvenience for me.
How dare you put me in jail?
Right. It's only 3:30.
Yeah.
I'm not going to read
You're going to be there for a while.
same...
You're going to have 15 years of 3:30s. So let's really chill. Let's chill.
Like, that was the first part. And then I saw your eyes light up when they started talking their gibberish.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. I've seen, young women do that before.
Yep.
To hide exactly what they're saying.
It was a sort of a secret language that they kind of came up with. And it sounds like gibberish, but whatever it is, it's a secret language that they've come up with. And how no one has figured it out yet, I'm shocked by.
Either which way, they'll figure it out at some point. But either which way, the lack of remorse is so evident in this young woman. I mean, just cut it out. You want another appeal? I get it. All your appeal options, go ahead, feel it out, do it. But this right here got to stop. You're mad because you can't get your iPad. You're frustrated because you got to read one book. Cut it out.
Yeah.
Just cut it out.
And
And Mom, stop enabling that. Like, come on.
The mother is absolutely enabling it, and that's why people can't stand the mother so much. It's like, who do you want to punch in the face more, Mackenzie or her mom? Now, I'm going to play the second piece of audio. This one is when Mackenzie's talking about the many men that she's been talking to behind bars, and the type of people that she's been meeting. And
she's not meeting anybody but prisoners.
Yeah, not meeting, but right.
She's meeting prisoners and correction officers. Like,
so let's listen to this second call that was released by Mackenzie and her mom's conversation in jail, and TMZ released this one as well.
All right, let's do it.
Oh my God, that's the last thing I want is for like them to start figuring out. They can message me and they're about to send me like hate mail and
I know, just block it.
No, it's okay. I'm gonna reply. I want them to send me messages like that. Like I don't give a like I know what I did. I know what I didn't do.
Exactly, girl.
I didn't. That was on purpose. The only thing that I'm guilty of is driving.
Yep.
And the last thing I would do is hurt them. So what's that about?
I know. Everybody knows.
Yeah, that's just.
Keep your chin up, Pumpkin.
I'm trying.
I know.
My hair smells good though.
Were you ever able to respond? What?
Was I ever to respond to who?
That guy, your pen pal?
No, I never replied to Steven. I replied to Kevin Zimmerman. I love him. I don't know who that is, but I love him. I don't know how old he is. I don't even really care that much. I just love him. Like, he's so fun to talk to.
Good conversationalist, for sure.
Yeah, it's like I like to message him back.
Mm-hmm.
And Sam is fun to message too.
Okay, Chris, your very first reaction to hearing that audio?
I'm stunned. I'm stunned on so many levels. Okay, first, I'm glad you enjoy the prison shampoo, and your hair smells great.
Yeah, my hair smells good. She said.
I'm happy for you. Go out in the prison yard and go smell great.
Oh my God.
The next thing and the first thing that actually caught my attention was, I know what I did and what I didn't do. All right, then why didn't you take the stand? If you know what you did and you know what you didn't do, why didn't you take the stand? I don't care about what you're saying now.
Maybe she was taking the advice from her legal team, which you always say the defense should never take the stand.
Then I don't want to hear this. I don't want to hear you telling me now you know you didn't do anything wrong. Your time to say that you didn't do anything wrong was in front of that judge during that trial. I don't want to hear about it on your phone calls. Stop trying to recreate and put a whole different spin on the facts. When it was time to talk and time to convince a trier of fact, you had nothing to say. So don't have nothing to say now. I'm done with that.
Well, I think we're going to keep getting these phone calls released, but we're going to end this first part of the podcast on that note. Tone deaf, oblivious, just there's so many thoughts I have.
Lack of accountability.
Entitlement. I love that word.
It's all of that with her.
And I think it's going to get worse, unfortunately, because these calls are going to keep getting released. And we'll be on top of it every step of the way. We're going to take our first break here on Verdicts and Vibes. We're going to come back with the Anna Keaptainner case. This one's been in the headlines because the alleged killer is free and awaiting trial. And we'll be right back on this week's episode of Verdicts and Vibes.
Let's go.
And we're back, and we're going to get into the Anna Keaptainner case. You may be completely new to this. You may not have heard it at all, but that's what we're here for. We're going to break this down for you. Anna Keaptainner was an 18-year-old girl and was going on a cruise with her blended family. It was supposed to be this fun, happy family vacation. And it was a Carnival cruise. They were on the horizon. And here are the players or the family members that were on the cruise. We had Anna, 18 at the time. Her dad, Christopher, this is her biological dad. Her stepmother, Chantel. Her biological brother was 14 years old at the time. Her stepbrother, Timothy Hudson, 16 years old at the time. And then there were other siblings and step-siblings and family members like grandparents as well. But, I've named the major players here. Now, what's important to note is who was staying in which cabin. There were 3 or possibly more cabins that were booked by the Kepner family. You had Chantal and Christopher and I believe it was the younger child.
Yeah, the 9-year-old.
The 9-year-old in one cabin.
Correct.
You had the grandparents in another cabin. And then in Anna's cabin, 8343, you had Anna, her biological brother, who was 14 at the time, and Timothy Hudson, her stepbrother, who was 16 at the time. Now, before I get into the facts as we know them or of the case, it's important to also note that there were multiple instances of reporting that Anna was not comfortable with her stepbrother, Timothy.
Allegations.
Allegation, yes, thank you for that.
I'm not sure if those are 100, but
Right.
it will be discovered.
There were allegations that she was scared to the point where she would purposely go to friends' houses to sleep overnight because she didn't want to be home overnight with Timothy. Friends allegedly...
Coming from the ex-boyfriend.
Correct. The ex-boyfriend who also said that he saw on a FaceTime call Timothy come into her room and get on top of her at one point.
I did see that. We'll find out if that's 100 too, I'm sure.
Right. And that Anna did not feel 100% comfortable. And friends of Anna's reported that he was obsessed with her. Like an unnatural obsession.
That came from the same guy. But all of that will be figured out.
So, that is important to say right off the bat because, and also the incident with the FaceTime call was allegedly reported to the mom who did nothing about it, who was kind of just shook it off like it's no big deal. No, you know what I mean? So this is my first question before we even get into the details of the case here. If you even think that that's a possibility, why are you allowing an 18-year-old, a 16-year-old, and a 14-year-old, one may be obsessed with another, to be in the same cabin without an adult? Or I should say a grown adult.
Don't know the answer to that. I know I've been on cruises. I've
been on many. I love them.
Kids tend to stay in the same room. Obviously, the dynamic here is a little different.
Correct.
But it wasn't sufficient enough where it raised any kind of eyebrows, I guess, in this family dynamic. So I don't know why they were staying in the same room.
And that's been a big topic of conversation since, the murder and all the details have come out.
Yeah. I think we're going to find out some things that we never expected in this case.
My God.
That's my thought. We're going to find out some things we never expected.
So let's talk about what actually happened. So on the evening of November 6th, 2025, the family had just finished dinner. Anna, tells the family she's not feeling well. She said something to do with her braces. She had braces. Her mouth was in pain. Her stomach. She wasn't feeling great. Regardless, she leaves the dinner and goes back to the cabin alone. Prosecutors say that was the last time she was seen alive. And there's a lot, more that the prosecutors are saying that was captured on surveillance. There was footage of the other brother trying to get in, but Timothy, allegedly blocked him out and said he couldn't come in and to come back later. But what we do know is that on November 7th, a cabin steward discovered Anna's body hidden under a bed. It was wrapped in a blanket and concealed. There was a bunch of life vests that were thrown on top of it, to which the medical examiner later determined she had died from mechanical asphyxiation, in other words, known as strangulation. And then there's also surveillance footage showing Timothy leaving the room at a certain point, had something in his pocket, went to a trash can, threw something in the trash can, which we later found out was Anna's phone. So that's another big piece of information. But there's so much to unpack here with this case. And also, why did it take so long to arrest Timothy, who was the only person who the surveillance captured going into the room with Anna alone? It's mind-boggling to me that it took as long as it did. I remember when this case broke in November.
It shouldn't mind blow you at all. Look how long.
Enlighten me.
Look how long it took an arrest to happen in the David case.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's another one. Right.
Now you also have to remember.
I was shocked by that too.
But you have to remember if the FBI is involved and they're doing all of this investigation, Obviously, they are scrubbing that room for everything.
Right.
Is there any blood? Is there any markings of DNA? What does this room tell us? What does this crime scene tell us? How did she get here? What's going on? Something tells me that there's going to be so much more that we're going to learn that we are not expecting. That's going to lead us to believe that could you imagine a world where he's not guilty?
No, I can't.
You can't?
No, I can't.
I can.
When you say not guilty,
I
meaning
can.
he didn't do it, or there'll be a loophole where he has great lawyers.
What I'm saying is not guilty of murder. Do you see a scenario in which he can be found not guilty of murder?
See, I'm going to try to put my lawyer hat on here.
Try it. Let's see what you come up with.
No, I don't. Like, based on everything that I've heard, please enlighten me.
Well, obviously, I don't know anything. I'm not in there.
But you're just speculating like everybody else.
Looking at all of this, and I'm sitting there and like, okay, what is the first possible defense if he did not do this? And my mind is going to say, okay, if I'm questioning him, trying to figure out what's going on, I'm going to say, all right, was this consensual?
Oh.
Were you having consensual relations with your stepsister?
I didn't even think of that. Okay.
And what if the answer is yes? And what if they were engaged in things and they were, doing some...
By the way, he's also being charged with sexual assault.
Correct.
So, because the medical examiner determined that there were characteristics of a potential sexual assault. So that's in there.
Well,
but you're still saying that... okay.
I'll tell you what I think as a potential. What the first defense that I would want to say.
Exactly
okay,
what I was gonna ask.
Can we rule this out? And that is, what if this was all consensual? And what if the finding of what they're calling an assault was just an actual consensual act that had some S&M attached to it or some roughness attached to it? I have no idea, but that's one of the first things I would want to rule out. And what if that is his defense? We had consensual sex. I don't know if that's the case, but what if that's the defense? And it got rough. And that was what we've been doing for months. And our parents just didn't know. And when I told them this and told them what happened, that's why as soon as we got off the boat, they put me in a mental hospital. Because that's what they did. I have no idea how this is going to shake out. I would want to put those possible facts, I would want to figure that out first. I'm not saying it happened. I'm not saying anything. But what I am saying is that's where I'm going to focus my investigation on first. If I'm defense counsel, was any of this consensual?
I didn't even think of that. And I think my brain was trained to not think of that because of all the stories I kept hearing about him having an obsession with her and then the ex-boyfriend talking and all this stuff. So I didn't even think of that part.
The ex-boyfriend who got kicked to the curb 6 months ago?
Yeah.
And now he wants to find the spotlight now.
So you're saying that he has a motive to lie, potentially.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I have seen fame change people. I've been doing this a long time. I have seen fame change people.
You're good.
I am not saying this is what happened. I don't know one bit.
No, of course.
But that's the first thing that I would want to rule in or out if I am defense counsel.
All right, let's pause it right there. We're going to take our second break, and we're going to come back, and we're going to talk about is it bail hearing or bond hearing? Well,
it's bail.
Okay, because I don't know the difference. I'm going to ask you that after the break.
Bond will be set in the bail hearing.
Thank you. But we'll come back because people are pissed that Timothy Hudson is walking free, and we'll discuss that bail hearing right after this second break on this week's episode of Verdicts and Vibes.
Let's go.
And we're back. So the reason why this case is now currently in the headlines is because there was a bail hearing last week for Timothy Hudson. And I think a lot of people were surprised at the fact that the judge let him out. Mm-hmm. And you said you weren't surprised either, Chris.
I'm not shocked that he got bail. And I'm not shocked because, one, his age. I mean, this is a guy who is literally 16 years old.
And he was initially charged as a juvenile.
He was initially charged as a juvenile. Yes, these particular crimes and these allegations are horrendous. But obviously, no criminal history. He's already been complying since he's been out on bail. He's being supervised by relatives. He doesn't even have a driver's license. His ability to flee the community is not high. So what do you do? What do you do in that situation? I'm not shocked that a judge said these bail conditions are appropriate. His father and his uncle put up their houses.
Oh, my God.
Think about that. I mean, so what is the actual harm to the community under these circumstances? I'm not saying that I can surely envision a world where he would have been locked up. But in this set of circumstances, with a person of this age with zero ability to flee, I'm not shocked.
Well, he's being charged with first-degree murder and aggravated sexual abuse.
Heinous crimes.
And, you know, when he was first arrested back in February, he was still being handled under the federal juvenile system. A judge allowed him to live with an uncle under strict supervision rather than detaining him. He had house arrest, GPS monitor. He was supervised by relatives. Restrictions on leaving the home without approved supervision. And the question is, why hasn't he been jailed since being charged as an adult? And you're saying because he's just not a flight risk.
I don't believe he is. But with that being said, I could also foresee a situation where they do revoke it. But they would have to show a violation of some kind at this point. And I don't think they have the ability to show that he's violated right now.
And they're saying, too, that since he was, after his arrest, he kind of has been in compliance with all of their rules. So that was one of the reasons why the judge was like, well, listen, as long as you continue to, stay in compliance.
What reason do I have to revoke? I mean, so this is going to be interesting. I'm not sitting there saying this is going to stay this way. But I can foresee a situation in which if there is an actual violation, they're going to put him in jail. But under the present set of circumstances, the way this is played out, I don't see it.
I do see a lot of people disagreeing with the fact that he's probably not a danger to the community. There's a lot of people saying this man just committed this absolutely...
As if he did it.
Okay, all right, allegedly.
But he is innocent until he is proven guilty.
Okay. Oh, I hate when you talk like a lawyer.
And we cannot take that from him.
I hate when you make sense.
I am not saying he is innocent of these crimes. But what I am saying is what we do know is there's a lack of criminal history. What we do know is while he's been out, he hasn't violated. What we do know is that there are 2 houses that are up right now in order to, comply with the bail amounts. I don't see it. And that doesn't mean he didn't do it.
I hate when you make sense.
But I just don't see it right now.
Oh, and that's what separates the mind of an actual professional attorney and someone who likes to pretend like they're an attorney. Because I know for me, I let my emotions get the best of me. And the way that I feel in my heart is how I always feel like things should go. And that's not the case. You really have to look at things with a legal mind and not, your heart.
But yeah, I think the judge made the right decision. When this first happened, I could foresee a change, but I'm more interested in what's going to happen at this trial.
Which, by the way, yes, go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
I'm more interested in learning what the defenses are going to be. I'm more interested in learning why did they put him in a mental hospital as soon as they docked. What happened that they felt that needed to occur immediately? I'm really curious as to that.
And when will we find that out? Not till trial?
No, you'll probably find that out in discovery when it goes back and forth. But now we're not privy to everything that goes back and forth in discovery.
Exactly.
I mean, the public won't learn until trial.
Damn it. Which, by the way, and I meant to bring this up earlier and I didn't. This is considered a federal crime because it happened in international waters. That's why the FBI got involved, because this happened, not allegedly, because according to the timestamps, this happened coming back from Mexico, and the ship was traveling back to Miami.
Correct.
Or back to Florida, back to Miami.
And that's why the feds are involved.
And that's why the feds got involved, and that's why this is considered a federal crime. So that means, for those of you who've been listening to our podcast, and you hear me say this all the time, because I always get excited to watch these streams of these trials, that means
there
it
will be
not
none of that.
be
There will be none
live streamed.
It will be none of that. And you also
Damn
have
it.
to... I mean, can you imagine a defense in this situation where there's text messages between them, previously talking about consensual acts? Could you imagine?
No.
Now, I also know this. The feds don't try cases they can't win. The feds have an over 95% conviction rate.
Oh, do they? See, I didn't know that.
Yeah. This right here tells me they think they have a very strong case. And we're going to see what that is. But the feds just don't bring it if they don't think they can win it. Period.
See, and looking at what we know of right now, I'd say I agree. I feel like it's, to me, I always say open and shut, but I know there's no such thing. But,
Yeah.
Now, my next question, and I think this is a pretty easy one, but you tell me. Bench trial or jury trial? What do you think?
In my mind, this is definitely a jury trial right now, but I can be persuaded.
Okay, all right.
I can be persuaded.
Who gets to choose that? It's the defense,
The
right?
defense.
Okay.
If we ever learn any of the defense strategies in this case, if I am really thinking that there's let's just say the defense is this was all consensual, and in fact we had done this before. Let's just say that's the defense.
All right.
What do you want? Do you want a judge or a jury? If I can show text messages or there's images in my phone of us having consensual acts,
Probably the jury.
Okay.
Because you got to think you'll be able to convince at least one person.
I would much rather have an opportunity
Yeah.
of convincing one as opposed to just a judge.
Right.
But again, we have no idea what the defenses are going to be. But that is the first set of facts that I would want to learn if I was defense counsel. Is there any chance that any of this was consensual?
You are like, it's so funny because the whole time that I've been watching podcasts and like doing research on this particular case, that never once came into my mind. Never. And now you have me actually, I really don't think it's the case, but if you're a defense counsel, right,
and that's
an avenue.
But that's what I said. That's the first set of facts that I either want to prove or disprove and knock it off the table.
Yeah.
Because if there's no chance that any of this is consensual, then we need to be talking about how we're going to plead this thing down.
Oh, my God.
If I got even one text message of I love you.
Oh, don't even say it. No.
One text message of, really enjoyed that.
Right. It doesn't even have to be like,
Yeah.
It could just be, they could harp on anything positive, anything.
I mean,
like, oh my God, that was so fun yesterday. Like,
yeah, I don't know what it could have been.
Yeah.
But if we're looking at this, obviously something happened to this woman. Obviously there's a strangulation. And like a 16-year-old, he tried to cover it up, not understanding what's happening, thinking all of these wild things, and then they put him directly into a mental institution. Something's not adding up.
Well, the trial is set for September.
Yeah.
I know I can't wait. I am counting down the days, months. We got a lot please don't take this the wrong way, because I keep saying we got a lot to look forward to. Obviously, this is not a good situation for anybody. It's a horrific crime.
Yeah,
but we have this coming up in
heinous.
September. Then we have the Matthew Farwell, Sandra Birchmore trial. That's a local case for Massachusetts that we haven't even really talked about much on this podcast, but it is going to get international coverage because that was another horrific murder. Well, first saying suicide, but then it turned into a murder case. So that's coming up in October. So we get a lot of stuff coming up in the fall. But as always, yes.
Now, if he did this,
yep.
I want him in jail forever if he did this.
Do we
to this young
know
woman.
that would be? Is that what he's facing?
Well, I mean, he's facing a murder charge. So the bottom line is he'd be in jail for 20 plus years.
Okay.
And frankly, I don't even want him in solitary. I want him to be amongst the folks in cell block D.
Oof.
I want him to be amongst the 6'5", 240-pound dudes. I want him to be amongst them if this is what he's doing.
Oh my God. Well,
That's,
Chris,
I mean, again, that's just me.
hey, I think it's a lot of people too.
You know, hey,
Agreed.
I have a daughter. You're not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can understand how dad is feeling if
Right.
this is all true.
Well, as always, thank you for your expertise and your knowledge, because I always learn something every week from you. I learned a lot this week. I learned I got to stop thinking with my heart when it comes to these things. And you got to listen, if we're all going to start learning and gaining more knowledge of what a legal mind is like, you have to really start looking at these cases in different ways. And that's kind of what I'm starting to sort of train myself to do with the help of you.
Yeah.
So thank you for that. We will keep you guys posted, of course, on this, upcoming trial. And if you guys have a case or a trial that you'd like Chris and I to discuss on a future episode of Verdicts and Vibes, please email us, verdictsandvibes@yahoo.com. Make sure you are liking and subscribing to our Instagram and our TikToks. We're going to try and go live, too, on social media at some points where Chris can take, for entertainment purposes only, potential questions that you guys might have.
Yep.
And maybe just discuss, random cases that we see, celebrity lawsuits and stuff like that. So make sure you're following us on our social channels. And a brand new episode of Verdicts and Vibes drops every single Thursday. As always, Chris, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And thank you guys for listening. We appreciate you. Like, share, and subscribe. And we'll catch you on another episode of Verdicts and Vibes every Thursday, where we separate the facts.
From the fame.
Have a great week, everyone.
Let's go.